What is going on, my crazy 76er fanatics? Thanks for stopping back in for another daily pod with your daily 76er discourse and discussion. Guys, I want to appreciate all you guys liking, subscribing, commenting, and helping us climb that subscription ladder. Each and every one of you who stopped by these videos just to watch for a little bit, all of you guys matter, so thank you so much for helping us climb, grow, and build. Guys, we got to talk about the most pressing news going on in Philadelphia. What the heck is going on with Quentin Grimes, and why does he refuse to sign? The rumors are is that the negotiations between Quentin and the Sixers, it's like two Rams colliding. There is a stalemate. Which one of these Rams, which one of these big-headed monsters are gonna get their way and push the other one to agree with them? That's really where we're at here. The reason Quentin Grimes, Daryl Morey, and the Sixers just can't get on the same page, there's really no reason for either one of them to give in. What's going on in the NBA right now, Quentin Grimes, fellow free agents of this free agency period, Josh Giddey, Cam Thomas, Jonathan Kuminga, guys who we would say his game or his market should be comparable to, they're all signing for things that just necessarily aren't the best for the Sixers or aren't the best for Grimes. You have Cam Thomas betting on himself taking a qualifying offer, which realistically, after deeper deliberation and a deeper dive, Quentin Grimes has no reasons to resign a qualifying offer. That is probably the worst contract situation for him and for Philadelphia. So to follow the footsteps of Cam Thomas could be a detrimental move to his career and to the future prospects in the NBA for Quentin Grimes. Now, other free agents of this offseason, like Josh Giddey, they're signing for $25 million a year, which is way too much money, way more money than the Sixers are looking to offer, and that the Sixers can offer Quentin Grimes while still staying underneath that second apron. Another fellow free agent of this offseason, Jonathan Kuminga. Apparently, the Golden State Warriors just offered Jonathan Kuminga a 3-year, $75 million deal with about $50 million guaranteed, and the third year would be a team option year. Which, if you know Jonathan Kuminga, guys, he has no interest in being a trade asset for the Golden State Warriors, but a contract like that is more team friendly and more of a trade asset contract clause than a partnership or than a player friendly deal. So what's going on in the market right now? Either fellow free agents of this year, guys that are comparable to Quentin Grimes' market, are either signing team-friendly deals or they're betting on themselves. There hasn't been necessarily a deal or a contract that has worked out for both parties that could also work out for both parties, for the Sixers and for Quentin Grimes. They just don't have the same money as these teams. They also don't have the same market, and Quentin Grimes doesn't have the same negotiation power as the players he's trying to compare himself to. So there's a huge stalemate going on, guys. There's been no real movement, no real updates outside of an update to an Instagram post. Quentin Grimes would love to come back to Philadelphia. Quentin Grimes would love to be paid by Philadelphia, but Daryl Morey has no reason to overpay and to overprice himself in this negotiation process. There is a huge stalemate going on between Grimes and Sixers, and we're going to keep you updated on what will happen and when Grimes will resign. Because, guys, I think we're like 18 days away from the start of training camp. The Sixers will be starting training camp early October because they have some early games going on against Minnesota Timberwolves in Abu Dhabi. So they do start their training camp process, do start the ramping up period, I think a week or two earlier than the rest of the NBA, which means contract negotiations and making your impact felt and definitely building some consistency, some chemistry, and a good and carving out a great role for this team. Quentin Grimes is going to have to re-sign sooner or later. If that's what he wants to do, Quentin Grimes is going to have to re-sign sooner rather than later because everyone knows training camp is when you make your mark. Training camp is when you get your opportunity to start, and training camp, this training camp specifically, it's going to be key to determine not only who gets starting minutes, closing minutes, bigger roles on this team, but who are they going to rely on in the absence of Joel and in the absence of Paul George. Training camp is going to be key for this team, so I think it's very obvious that Quentin Grimes will decide to re-sign sooner rather than later, guys. And something that I think should have or would have happened sooner was a Furkan Korkmaz jab at Joel Embiid. What the heck did Furkan Korkmaz say about Joel Embiid, and why is this news, guys? The only reason this is news is because Korkmaz is in the Eurobasket Leagues playing for Turkey, and he's teammates with Alperen Şengün. Alperen Şengün, one of the best big men in the NBA, one of the best young stars and up-and-coming studs in the NBA, plays for Houston. Also plays for Turkey in Eurobasket, and is a teammate of Furkan Korkmaz right now this summer. Furkan, I guess with adulation, with excitement, or maybe with some malice in his heart, went on to say this about Joel Embiid. He says, until now, I thought Joel Embiid was the best big man I played with. But it's Alperen Şengün. Defensively and offensively, I think this kid is special. He said that. That's a real quote, guys. The problem with the quote, guys, it was unprompted. No one asked Furkan about Joel. No one asked Furkan about the best teammates he's played with. Furkan went on. Furkan went on to not only name drop Joel, but to mention not only his previous thoughts about how great Joel is, but his current beliefs that Joel just isn't as good as he once was. Guys, petty is as petty will be, and king of petty is Mr. Joel Embiid, guys. One thing you don't want to do is troll a troll who's bigger, better, stronger, and more dominant than you guys. I think those comments right there just lit up a fire in Joel. So save the date. No, guys. Mark the calendar and save the date. Furkan Korkmaz got to see Joel Embiid during his MVP seasons, during the Brett Brown years, during the no-spacing Ben Simmons seasons. Furkan Korkmaz was one of the most, let's say, counted-on players throughout the Joel Embiid tenure. And the reason Furkan Korkmaz isn't in the NBA is because it was pretty obvious that Furkan Korkmaz could not play. He was just not an NBA-ready player. He could not play off of Joel Embiid, who gave him maximum space, wide-open jump shots, so many three-point opportunities. Furkan Korkmaz was streaky. He was inconsistent and just outright, guys. He wasn't what that team needed. He was one of the reasons this team was held back and hasn't made it to the Eastern Conference Finals. So for him to have, let's say, ill intent, malicious comments to say about Joel Embiid, it just, one, goes to show that Joel is not as liked and as loved as many other stars in this league are by former and current teammates. Joel just isn't as liked and as loved by his former teammates as you would want any dominant, any leader, and any star to be. That's one takeaway. The second takeaway is, boy, did that light a fire up against your MVP. Joel is petty. Joel is a troll. And Joel hates being badmouthed by anyone. I'm telling you right now, save the date and mark your calendars for January 22nd. The Sixers face the Houston Rockets in Philadelphia, January 22nd. So save the date because that matchup is going to be great. There's another matchup against the Sixers and the Rockets, April 9th, which I think has like 3 games left in the season for the Philadelphia. Hopefully Joel Embiid, hopefully Alperen Şengün, and neither of those guys hopefully need to go maximum effort as they'll be preparing and ramping up for the playoffs. But guys, save the date. This comment right there, Furkan Korkmaz's statements right here, and maybe just the beliefs going around the league is that Joel doesn't have it anymore and that Alperen Şengün is the newest and the next best big thing. Joel's going to show the world and prove everybody wrong. And if he's not going to do that, guys, he's going to go out there and die trying. Joel's going to leave everything out there on the line on a game like that, on a matchup like that. Not only because Alperen Şengün is there and because of what Furkan Korkmaz and maybe the rest of the world believes, but Kevin Durant is there. Don't forget that Joel Embiid and Kevin Durant have a love-hate relationship. They love going up against each other. They hate seeing each other on the opposite sides, and they can't wait to talk trash to one another. That matchup right there and that game right there could be one of the best games of the season for the Sixers, because by January, you expect Joel Embiid to be healthy. You expect this team to have chemistry. You expect them to be a well-oiled machine if they're going to be anything heading into playoff. Anything heading into playoff play. So save the date, guys. January 22nd. It's going to be a great game for Joel versus Alperen, for Paul George versus KD, for Joel versus KD, and just for maybe 2 championship squads facing off, which could be an NBA Finals matchup. I'm excited for it, guys, and I think we all should be excited for it, guys. I'm excited to see what you guys left behind, guys. Like, comment, and subscribe, guys. Leave a comment or two, guys, because we read more than a few of your comments. So not only do we appreciate you guys helping us keep this channel growing, helping us keep the channel flowing, but helping us keep the conversation at the top of the channel. Are the Sixers signing Kelly Oubre? Says Ski Rock. Ski Rock, the Sixers already have Kelly Oubre under contract. For the love of Philly, he took his player option. That's exactly right. Kelly Oubre already took his player option. So he is with Philadelphia for as long as Philadelphia keeps him on the roster. Terrence Davis went on to say that letting Kelly Oubre go would be the dumbest move ever. Before you see the new product on the floor this season, you can't let go one of the most athletic, courageous, forceful, and just city-friendly players in Kelly Oubre. Kelly Oubre does embody what Philadelphia is all about: hustle, energy, effort, and relentlessness. And if you let that guy go, you could be letting go a bigger piece and a bigger identity of this team's culture and of this team's locker room. Terrence Davis, thank you guys so much for not only liking, commenting, and subscribing, but keeping the conversation going. One more thing I want to note, that guys, if they trade Kelly Oubre to the Detroit Pistons, or if Kelly Oubre finds his way to the Detroit Pistons, guys, Detroit may be a top 3 team in the East, bona fide, guaranteed. Kelly Oubre defensively, offensively, and on the fast break can be everything this team is missing. I'm just saying, guys, for the amount of hate that he's receiving in Philadelphia, you got to look at the game and you got to look at the reasons why you should love him here for those Sixers. Too many reasons why Kelly Oubre is the perfect piece or the best piece on the market for this team. Don't get rid of him. Don't move off of him. And guys, make sure you like, you comment, and you subscribe, because we're giving you daily content, daily conversation, and we're keeping you up to date on all the free agency and all the off-season rumors, gossip. We'll be back with another episode. Tomato.